Most people spend their lives waiting to be chosen. They chase after validation, like it's something they can't live without, hoping someone will see their worth. But the real issue is, they don't see it themselves. That's the silent pain of the modern soul. Feeling invisible in a world that never stops watching, and blaming yourself for not being enough. But real value doesn't shout, it doesn't chase, it doesn't explain itself. It simply is. Once you realize your worth isn't something others decide, everything changes. You move differently. You stop acting like a product waiting for approval. You're not on sale just because someone doesn't recognize your depth. Your mistake was thinking you had to prove your worth instead of knowing it. People who can't see gold in its raw form don't deserve its shine. If you treat yourself like something ordinary, others will too. You'll start negotiating for attention, begging for space, and always feeling like you're not enough. Not because you are lacking, but because you gave others the power to measure you. To be seen as a luxury, stop offering yourself as a discount. Don't lower your standards to feel connected. Don't shrink so others feel comfortable. There's no honor in desperation. Respect doesn't come from being available to everyone. Luxury isn't in how many people want you. It's in how rare your energy is, how calm your silence feels, and how protected your inner world is. Yes, it's hard. You were taught to please, to try harder, to do more. You believed love would come if you just gave more, but often, the more you gave, the more they pulled away. Why? Because people don't value what comes too easily. They don't respect what has no boundaries. You weren't overlooked because you lack something. You were overlooked because you forgot your presence is already valuable. Luxury doesn't ask to be chosen. It is chosen by those who see its true worth. It doesn't perform. It doesn't plead. It just exists. And in doing so, it creates desire. So don't ask, what do I need to do to be picked? Instead ask, what do I need to remember about myself? You don't need a crown from others when you were born with one. Everything you hide or water down in hopes of being accepted, that's exactly what would set you apart if you embraced it. Your depth, your standards, your quietness, your expectations, these aren't flaws. They are signs of someone who's done playing small. You should walk into every room knowing your value isn't up for debate. Not because you're arrogant, but because you're self-aware. And when you're aware, you stop choosing things that make you question yourself. You stop over-explaining your standards. You stop over-giving in the hope someone finally sees you. Here's the truth. They already see you. Most people do. But they pretend not to, hoping you haven't noticed your own power, hoping you'll keep giving discounts. But once you realize your worth, you become too expensive for their games. And you need to be okay with that. Be okay with being too much for those who want too little. Be okay with not being for everyone. You are not ordinary. And what is rare is not supposed to be widely accepted. It's meant to be understood by the few who can truly appreciate it. So if you want to be seen as valuable, stop allowing people to treat you like an afterthought. Choose yourself with so much certainty that your absence speaks louder than anything you could say. When you know your worth, you stop offering discounts. You stop waiting to be seen. You become the vision. And the paradox is this: when you no longer need their approval, they finally notice your presence. When you're hungry for validation, people can feel it. And people don't value what needs them, they value what doesn't. Being overly kind, always available, always giving, it won't earn you love. In fact, it can make you invisible. Because when you're everywhere, you become nowhere in particular. You become forgettable. You weren't born to perform or please everyone. But somewhere along the way, you learned to mirror what others wanted. You forgot to be yourself. But a mirror only works until the person walks away. And then you're left with nothing but the emptiness of approval that never lasted. Because validation is a drug. It feels good, but it fades quickly. And when it fades, you're left retracing every step, wondering what you did wrong. But the real betrayal was abandoning yourself just to feel accepted. Here's what you need to know. True self-worth doesn't need outside approval. It shows in your standards, in your solitude, in your ability to say no. The moment you hand someone else the power to define you, you also give them the power to destroy you. You will hear from me again if you hit the subscribe or follow button.